So hi guys, today I'll be continuing on the sound bites recorder part 2. Last time where we dropped off was basically we plan to work on these some of these to dos. So I'll keep the stream short today. I'll be working on some of these items, and yeah, let's get started. So let I think I have the terminal here. I think I've already opened VS Code, so we can get rid of this and just use the terminal there. Let me see this VS Code. Yeah, although the correct directory isn't open, so let me open sound, or it's called bytes actually. Yeah, so we have bytes here, and also to try out, I'm testing the VS Code Vim plugin. It seems decent enough, and also like I see like there are a lot of inbuilt emulated plugins. So like there's Airline, there's Easy Motion, there's Surround, there's Commentary even. I have forgotten a lot of key mappings, so this might be a good time to get back on that, get back on reviewing how Vim works. They also suggest enabling these settings for macOS, so probably I'll just leave it for for today, and like later on my own time explore how all of this works once I get a feel of this. But yeah, this is something for me to review in detail. Okay, so let me also start the application. So let's do npm start, since this is a React application as of now. Okay, and also as a change of things, I'm using Brave instead of Chrome, so more different things there. I hope like they do support the media recorder as such. So let's check if there's media recorder. Yeah, since yeah, like both Chrome and Brave use the same engine, so this shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so let's just do a quick recording, and yeah. Okay, so I would also need to log into S3, or actually this does give me a link, so I don't think I need to log in for now at least. So let's record. So right now I haven't given it access, so I'm worried whether the the recorder does it start in this time, because like our state has already changed here. So maybe I should possibly add a check whether the user has permissions or not, and only then uh, allow them to click on the record button. I think like that seems more reasonable, and if I do that, that would also mean this part is removed from record, basically, because the first click is just giving the user the permissions to use the microphone, and the record button basically tells that now that you have permissions you can start recording. So I think like let's look into that as well, but for now let's see if things are working as expected. Hey, hello, 1 2 3. So I'm just testing out pause as well, so all of this shouldn't be recorded. Hey, hello. Okay, so the recording has, like, I've clicked stopped. I see the audio player, and I see the upload button as well. So let's hear the recording. Hey, hello, 1 2 3. Hey, hello. Okay, so that's good enough. The recorder is configured as per our expectation. Even though I've stopped the red notification that you're using the microphone is still on, which is something I want to address first of all, and then we'll get to the fact that we want to ask for permissions before we allow user to record. So next, let me pull up the developer tools as well, clear it, and then click upload. Okay, yeah, immediately we see something is broken. What do we see here? It says like cannot post something, right? So apparently it's not able to post. So So I think like it does it even hit the function at all? So what we are doing here is, okay, I see. It, yeah, it's probably because it's running locally and I don't have the Netlify servers up. I'm just using the React server, so this clearly wouldn't work. So let me stop that and let me do Netlify dev or NTL dev. I'm just hoping like the frame drops, like, there aren't too many frame drops, that's all. Okay, let's, how about, okay, it's there on 3000, so I assume like if I just click upload again it should work. I don't need to record again, hopefully. So I click upload, that doesn't work. So let me refresh, right? Try one more time. Hey, hello, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Hello, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Click upload. Okay, yeah, the thing still breaks, so I guess the problem is still there. I don't see any logs. Should I just try on this 4.8 server? Maybe that would work. I don't open Chrome. Okay, let's try on this Netlify server. I think like this is where we should be trying. Also, while we are at it, let me post that I'm live on Twitch. Let me just use, rather than my phone, let me just use Twitter from my laptop instead. So that would be 47635. Okay, so let me add it to the existing thread instead of posting again. Yep, so let me grab the Twitch link as well. That clearly doesn't look alright, but I'm live. With part 2. Yep, I think I just want this icon. Oh, nice. So much lag. Come on. Okay. All right. So I see like more frame drops, but yeah, I'm continuing anyways. I don't have the Twitch chat open either, so I'm not sure like who's online, what they are saying. So right now I'm not focusing on that, and we'll just try to wrap up the stream quickly. Yep. So let's see the recording works now that we are testing on the Netlify server instead of the Create React App servers. Giving it access. So hey, 1 2 3. Then I wait for a second or two. 5 6 7. and we immediately check whether the recording has happened as
So
expected.
hey, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, so this looks fine. I think I still have the environment variables, the AWS token and the secret access token are there, so should be fine. It says it's uploading, so it means it is doing something, and we already have a response from AWS. So let's download the file and see if it is what it is, or at least what we want it to be.
So hey, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
5, 6, 7.
All right. So like last time, I can't really scroll through the audio, right? Like if I play it and like click here, it restarts. So that is something I want to look into. I'm not sure if you'll be able to do it today itself, but yeah, let's see if we get to that. Okay, so the thing is working as expected. The first thing that I want to address is even though I've stopped the recording, the media recorder has stopped. It's still showing me this thing, and over the course of last few days, like I got a chance to look into it. So apparently, what we were doing is let me hide things. Okay, now that we are using the Vim bindings, this might take a while to get used to. So we are calling this handler, right? Like whenever we click stop, we do a recorder stop, but a recorder doesn't ask for the microphone, right? So it is the navigator media devices get user media, and where we specifically ask for the microphone by saying audio true. So this is something, or this is it's rather where you want to uh, tell it that I don't need this user media anymore, so just stop with that. So probably somewhere here when we say where do we say stop, not that. So we are calling this recorder, right? Recorders are stop. So this is a handler, but we have a reference to recorder, which is something we had stored here, but rather than the recorder itself, we also want a reference to stream. Currently it's here in this callback, or other this function that we have, but it's not available outside it, right? So we should probably figure out a way to store it somewhere. Either just use this recorder, right? We use it here. So instead of just putting the media recorder here, we put in both the stream and media recorder. So let me for now actually do that. So I'll say media, or I think MR is fine, and then we'll also store a stream, right? So now instead of using a recorder, we'll have to use recorder. Okay, I'm still getting used to Vim bindings. So we'll say recorder dot mr dot resume dot mr dot resume, right? So are we using recorder somewhere else? Yeah, I think this is pretty much it. So that should be fine. Although we are doing set recorder here, so here it is fine. Yeah, I think like we are good. Here we do need to update it, so we need to say mr.stop, and you'd also get a recorder.stream reference here whenever we stop. And because this is not TypeScript, and anyways there's no typings for media recorder in VS Code as of now, or in TypeScript as of now, unless I specifically install them. So let me, or actually this there could be bindings for stream, because that's not really media recorder, it's just media devices dot get user media. So but yeah, it still doesn't know, like it's not strongly typed, so it doesn't know like what stream is here, unless I do something like this, ts check. I think we should do that, and you see immediately it says that like it doesn't identify what media recorder is, because it doesn't have those typings. So yeah, but hopefully maybe maybe it can help me with this. Okay, this is going to be really slow. Yeah, it doesn't identify it. Maybe I can say, but yeah, that wouldn't be JavaScript. So if I do as and then give it a reference of what it is, that wouldn't work. So we'll have to find a different way to address this. Just quickly checking if somebody joined this stream. I guess not. Alright, so yeah, I don't need that breakpoint. Probably let me scroll up here and let me see what I can do with this. So from what I know is like I can do like either get tracks or get audio tracks, and then on this I get, what do I get? Okay, I get, no, not this one. Oh, come on. What just happened? So if we do get tracks, oh no, just get tracks, this one, and do I get a callback? Let's see. So we have get tracks, that gives me an array, right? Media stream tracks. And what does get audio track give me? It gives me the same thing, right? So but yeah, I think like get tracks is generic, like it gives you both audio and video tracks. So I think like this should be applicable in our case. And since we are getting, let me do that again, right? So we get tracks, so this gives me an array, and I can do like a for each, I guess, because it gives me an array, right? So I can get a t from it, and then I can say t dot stop, right? So this is what we want to do. But rather than doing it here, I'll say like yank this till here, and we will use it on line 47, or this, something like this, right? I think we have some issues here. Yeah, we have double awaits, so we'll get rid of that. Okay, seems, why is there no music? Okay, so how about we start recording now that we have what we have done here is, go away. What we have done basically is this is all the same, although are we doing yeah, I think this is fine. So what we are doing here basically is like we get a reference to the stream, and then we get all the tracks from it. We loop over all the tracks and stop those tracks. So we could probably do like a the first track of the array, but I think like this is fine. So if I start recording, hey 1 2 3, then I click stop. Yeah, nice. So you see like this immediately goes away. There's this thing here, but it basically says that I've given it access, right? So this is just a thing that Brave does, which is fine by me. Okay, what just happened? Okay, so yeah, the recording did happen. I'll just click upload. Double audio. So yeah, the file is here. I think I don't need to test it again and again, at least this bit.
And I click.
Yeah, the audio is working. The next thing to do is just go to the readme, and I can put X here. Now that this is done, this was pretty straightforward. How about we just commit this for now? So let me do this. I could do a clear recording icon, or rather I not call it what it is. Stop all stream tracks on stop. Yeah, and then I push it. Yeah, so I think we should see the change here. One more thing that I wanted to address is if I go to pull requests, I have this Renovate app installed in my GitHub account, so I think we should go ahead and configure Renovate. The only thing I have to do is basically merge this PR. So yeah, that's out of the way as well. I might have to do a git pull to get that Renovate change. Yeah, I have this here now. Cool. So the next thing that we have is user should be able to name their files, right? So what happens right now is we are basically, like, whenever we record something and when we click the file name, right? So what we are doing is, in our function, the upload function, we basically name the file soundbite and then give it the current date. So what I want to do is I want to still provide the user the feasibility to store the file name, right? And we also discussed, like, last time, that we basically wanted to use S3 and Airtable. I'm not really sure about Airtable now. Like, thinking about it, like, if we want to really make it scalable, we could probably use a proper database, but we might just do Airtable for now, because it does act like a good enough solution for this problem, at least. So yeah, let's provide a user to put in a name. Instead of just saying soundbite, I want to replace it with the user provided name. In case they don't, we'll just say unnamed, and I do want to keep the timestamp so that I can avoid name collisions. So while we are at it, so yep, let's provide that UI, and this would be somewhere here, right? So once the audio is there, I want there to be an input field where the user can put in the name, and if the input field is populated, only then I show the upload button, right? So we say, like, actually here, right? So this button would again be wrapped in a ternary. This is obviously getting out of hand, but I'll leave the refactoring to another stream. For now, let's do it here, right? So I want to do a input. So say input, it would be type text is default, so I'll skip that, and we'll say, like, just to make it understandable, name the recording, right? And that should be it. What's up? Oh, okay, yeah. So I need to wrap this in a fragment. What now? Yeah. So if I look at it now, yeah, I get name the recording, but the button should only appear if it has some values, right? And so I think we'll have to have some state for this, so I'll probably do it here. I'll call it recording name, and then grab that. I'll call it set recording name, right? It's not really happy with the. Okay, and by default, in case so we want to make it mandatory, right? So basically that removes any scope of keeping it blank, right? So there's no unnamed recording as such, okay, which is fine by me. And we'll say like only show a button when there is recording name. Yep. Only then show this button, and then also on this I want to add a on change or other on input. Set recording name to be e.target value. Yeah. Why is this not happy? Okay, now this is not happy. Yeah, probably use current target, I guess. Yeah. Seems good enough. So hello 1 2 3, right? So it says name the recording, and then if I do this, it shows me the button, right? Now this is good enough, but then like if I click upload, right, and it sends this request, in the request we don't send anything specifically which indicates that this is the name of the recording. So we need to fix this. So we do a fetch request here, right? And we send data here, but we don't send name. So we'll send the name by just passing a recording name, right? So this should be good, and then I start recording again. Hey, it should be recording now. Stop. Put something here. Click upload. This has the name here now. So this is what we want. Let me plug in my charger. Okay, yeah. So the name is here, but again, like you see, like we're still getting soundbite 159 whatever the current date timestamp was at that time. So the next thing to do is basically this is where our function comes in. So we parse the body and we get data from it, but now we also want the name. So we'll go here, we'll get the name, and instead of key, we'll probably rename this bit. We'll say name here. Okay, should be fine. Okay, so all of a sudden my laptop is really slow, and I'm guessing it's probably due to me plugging in the charger. So how about we try removing it and then see. Yeah, it's still stuck. It's stuck. That's what I said. It's just completely frozen. Yeah, no, my webcam is stuck. Okay, I guess it's better now. All right. So now if we start recording again, hey, hello. I name the recording hey, hello, and then nice. So this is the name of the file that we get, hey hello, and then 15 957 and whatever, right? So, and I download it just to validate if the recording and file name are all working.
Hello.
Yep, it's working fine. So okay, so with that, we are able to address this thing as well. I want to circle back to this because I just don't want to just like, rather than just updating the file name, I also want to store this data in a database table, the file name, and later on more details like who the user who saved this, and whether this audio clip is approved or not. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back now. All right. So in I think like the last thing we did is we have the recording and the file name working. I think let's upload fix this, or rather commit this. So these two things should be fine. This stores the state. This stores the file name. This has the input field. Let's say allow user to name the recording, and we push it. And that should be good. Yeah. I also want to update the readme. So I'll save here and commit this as well. So okay. Yeah. I would have to do a force with these here, but yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so that's committed as well. The next thing was check if the webm file has all the metadata. This is something I don't want to do right now, so I'll push it back. We just talked about a few things which I've completely lost track of. So, but something which I do want to work on is so currently what happens is once I've uploaded something, I have the link here, right? So I want to clear the recording, right? I want to clear the recording from here, the audio player, the upload button, and the input field. So this is primarily showing up because, or let me put a to-do item for this first. Clear recording or hide upload button and input after upload has happened, right? So the reason why it happens is, let me get rid of this thing. Yeah, so we are showing all of this here because audio and audio URL are set after the upload is complete, right? So I think what we should do is, if we should go to the upload method, I'm not sure where that is. Yeah, this one, right? And so is uploading is false. Where are we using is uploading? Do we actually need is uploading? Okay, is uploading is required to show the uploading thingy, but we could probably store multiple states in it, wherein like it's rather a boolean check, but then we also have a third state, right? Like where the upload is complete and we don't want to show anything. So I'm a bit confused on which way should we do it. I'm thinking like basically just adding a enum based check here, something like this. So it can have multiple states, right? Like basically a null state, which is like doing nothing, and there's a uploading state, and there's a upload complete state. But I'm also thinking like, why not just clear the audio thing, the audio, make it empty, because we don't anyways want that data, right? So let's leave is uploading the way it is, and just clear the audio state altogether. So I can do set audio to be an empty object. Yep. So if we go here, hey 1 2 3, stop. I upload this, and you see like okay, now we have a completely different problem, like because it's not showing me the URL as well. So let's go back here. Okay, so we are hiding the link. So I think like because link has its own state, you could probably move it outside of audio altogether, somewhere here. I think now it's not dependent on audio, right? Audio, I have forgotten my key bindings completely, but yeah, so it's outside audio now. So let's try again. So recording, stop, then I upload it. Yeah, so this is what we wanted, right? Like we still want to see the link, but then we want to get rid of the recorder or the audio player and the input field. And if I look at the state, yeah, the state is empty now, so I don't have reference to the previous recording that is already uploaded. So I think we are good there. So let's update the readme. We'll say, or we'll commit rather, hide upload button and input after upload. I know like there isn't proper error checking, or there's no, yeah, like I think like that's a primary thing. Like we don't have messages as well, but yeah, I think like we'll gradually get there. I'm not taking this too seriously as of now, in a way that like I want to address all of the things immediately. So we'll gradually get there. I do want to address everything. So yeah, now yeah, I think like this is a good time to jump into configuring and figuring out how Airtable works. To be very frank, I have never used Airtable beyond like very trivial things. So I and like that was like a really long time ago. So we'll have to figure things out. But yeah, I guess it should be fine. Also, let's see. Our component is getting bigger. Not too big as of now. Like it's just 110 lines, so it's manageable. So, but yeah, eventually we'll have to break it down, and I think like we'll probably have a stream for refactoring everything. But for now, this is fine. So yeah, let's look at Airtable. Uh, okay, so I'll sign up. I do think I have an account, so let's try sign in first. So sign in with Google, I guess. So this is Google, right? So this would be. I'm not sure I should be doing this on stream or not, but yeah. Okay, so let's see. We want the developer APIs. How do I get there? Account and API documentation. Right? This is what we want. I want to regenerate the keys. Let me move this over so that you guys can't see it. And what I'll do is I'll add it to my path in my dot files. This is all temporary, but then for now I'll say Airtable. What is it? API, right? Or Airtable keys. This thing. Okay, this should be fine. So I have my key added. So now I want a REST API. My first workspace. What is that? Do I have to create a workspace? Okay, rename workspace. I'll call it sound bytes. Right, so that I know like what I'm working with, and I'll say like I think like these are all references to what kind of data I want to store or manage. I don't know what these look like, so I'll probably start from scratch and define what my needs are. Right, so use a sound based icon and use this blue color. Right, so this looks fine. I want to rename this. I'll call it sound bytes. Yep. And okay, I have some fields here, right? So I want to, I think name is appropriate. I also want should we can't we want a okay. Yeah, let me not. Can I skip? There's no way to skip this. But yeah, I think we did manage to quickly go through this. Okay, so this is where our link would be. So it would be, or rather, let's call it a URL. This would be. Do they have a URL? Yeah, they do have a URL, which is nice. And then I also want a checkbox. Uh, Customize field type. This has to be a checkbox. I'll say approved, right? And what else? I think right now we are storing the name. The file is there on S3, right? So we'll get a name from it, or rather URL from it. The name would be the name will is something the user would provide, and approved thing, like, since we are not really managing it, let's skip it for now. Let's delete that field. So for now, let's work with these two things. I don't want to think through this in too much in detail, right? Like, let's come back to this once we have authentication figured out. I don't think we had anything else specifically mentioned. And then what we'll basically do is we'll just pull the data from here, and yeah, we'll just pull in the data from here and show it to the user on the home page probably. So yeah, I think this is good enough. We'll call it, can I rename this? Yeah, we'll call it data, or we'll call it store. Yeah, and I don't think I need to do anything else. The name and URL. Name would be the username, the value the user inputs in the input field, and URL would be something that we get from S3 for now. And yeah, that should be it. Now I want to go back to the API documentation to figure out how to query and all of that, right? So this is nice. It specifically sort of figures out like which base that I want to query and all. So I'm using JS. So let's do that. Airtable API key is something that they want me to set up, or so I'm exporting something here, exporting the key here, the base. So is it the same? App IBLFG. IBLFG is not something that I see in this URL, at least. But yeah, I guess this might be the ID for this table, the sound bytes table. And then I require the Airtable package. I configure it to use this endpoint, the API key. The base would be this thing. Okay, so I can do that. And then okay, yeah, so it says store table. This is what we want. So to list store records, I have to do base, which is basically the base table. No, this is not the table. This is the base basically, and then store is the table, and I select maximum of 3 records. Okay, and I do a grid view. I'm not sure like how it's different from the other views, or what are the other views. And then I loop over this function page will get called for each page of the records. Okay, and then so this gets called multiple times, and I get each page, I log the values, and then I select fetch next page. Okay. Okay, so this is like a nice API where I don't need to manually paginate. But why? Okay, there might be scenarios where such things would be required. I could probably put in a higher number and be done with it. And then, like, in case I want to fetch the first page, I have this thing. If you only want the first page of records, you can use first page. Okay. Then we have store records. This is something we are interested in. But yeah, let's do a fetch as well. So let me put in a value. Let's say Let's see, do we have something here? Yeah, we have this URL, right? So I'll copy this link address. I named the file called QWE. Put this here. Oh, actually, I recall, like, we want the date, right? Or we can say created on. This would be date. Will it have timestamps? Date is fine. Yep. So I can say this was created today at this moment. And now let's go back, because this is all going to be handled within the function that goes and basically calls S3, stores the file there. So while I'm thinking about it, I should probably take this logic, or let it be for now. And like I said, like, we'll do the refactoring later on, so let it be for now. What we'll do here instead is, let's install the Airtable package. We'll say Airtable. And let's go back up here to listing records, right? So we want to do require. So we want to require const here Airtable. Okay, everything seems really slow. Airtable is, okay, so we require not Airtable. Let me not put it in the function itself. Let's do it outside. So we want to create a new instance of Airtable and then also pass it this base. So let me grab this. Let me grab the whole thing and do this. Do a const instead. It says Airtable is not defined. How come? Okay, it's still installing. Okay, so now we have base, right? We want to query the store table. I would certainly like typings for the Airtable. I'm not sure, like, if their package includes them, and like, more importantly, why it's taking so long. Yeah, let me check the stream meanwhile. Okay, so it's installed. Let's save the file. I think it has typings. Yeah. Okay, this is nice. So we have what we want is, we do a base. So we call the base method on it, that returns a table, and the table has select, find, create. Like, there are two variations of create where I pass it a single or a array of items, update, destroy, and replace. So here we are doing a actually here, so we are doing a select. Select takes in an options object, and it gives me a query, right? So select is fine, but then I want to see, like, what query does. Query has a all as well, so this is what we are interested in rather than each page, and it gives me a record of T fields, right? So what is T fields? T fields extends an object, but is there a reference to T fields? Okay, I will figure that out. So let me do we'll do probably a select. I'll say, and okay, I want to see like what um, I don't know what how to do like a back in VS Code. So I'm using the touch bar and the arrow keys there. Okay, so I want to figure out like what options are mandatory. Like it seems like it's optional to pass any options to select, but I want to see like what can I pass to it. So I can say like these are the fields that I want. I can filter there. I can say max record, page size, sorting, views. Okay, I certainly do want sorting unless there's a like a default there, so I can pass it the field and the direction. This is quite an intuitive API. Cell format, and then time zone and user locale. So let's try without any values and then see like if we need to make any changes to it. So we have base and we want to do a we actually want to pass a value to it. We'll call it store, and then we want to call select on it, and then select. If I just do select on it, I think select should be, is it a promise? No, it's not a promise. I can say all, right, and this will give me a array of records, which or rather multiple records, and that's a promise, right? So uh, the problem that we'll run into immediately is that like, because this method has to be invoked, either I can use Netlify's invoke function, invoke CLI commands, or I can just pull it in my terminal. I think we can just use the CLI Netlify CLI for that. But let me first figure out what is the Airtable environment variable key called. Like I don't remember what I named it, so it's called Airtable underscore key. So if I move it here, right, or rather here, you want to pull in the, so we'll use it here and say delete around quotes and say yeah, not here. Airtable key. Yeah, why is it still not happy? It says like constructor Airtable is not defined. Okay, what did we import? Okay, yeah. So we'll say find a and replace it with, or just do a, oh no, damn it. So I'm clearly not able to remember the vim mappings, but anyways, all I want to do is replace it with an replace the A with a capital A, to capital here, capital A here, and I think things should be better. So now what we were saying is we won't keep it here, we'll move it in the function. We'll probably comment the logic for upload, and then just do a query here. Yeah, how about we just do it here, but then I'll have to import. No, let's just do it here instead. So let me first of all paste it here, so this should be fine. Let me comment this thing and add a await in front of it and say this is the data that I get, and then probably just do a console.log data. I think this should be fine enough. We can do an ntl function invoke upload. I don't know whether this whole terminal here has the environment variables up to date. It might throw that it doesn't know, it doesn't have this environment variable, right? So yeah, something failed. It says API key, probably something related to the API key, right? Like it couldn't find the API key or what. So let me do a reload, which will basically reload my environment variables and all. And yeah, let's do ntl dev now. I think it should have the latest environment variables. Okay. Why did it inject these two but not anything else? Okay, I don't know. Let's see. So if I invoke this method or this function rather, and do a no. Yeah, we do get back something. So we get back an array. It has an ID of this. Yeah, we get the field here, like the field and the value here and the created date as well. So this is here, but then like I see like a lot of data around it as well. So I want to see like what exactly should we query. So if I do like a each page, okay, I get a like I can do a record dot get on it. I'm not sure where can I get the API access from. This documentation isn't the best or isn't the most complete. Can I find the .all method here? I can't, right? Yeah, this is what they gave me. Okay, so I see like there are three records in this for some reason. Just confusing. Okay, yeah, it could be these three. So how about we delete these? Can we delete these? Delete record. Delete record. Okay. what we try now, but then also do this. Okay, so this time we got just one record, so this is nice. And then if we log it, invoke it again, and then meanwhile let me check the API again here. So retrieve a record, right? This is create a retrieve a record. So to see the example, please add some non-empty records to store. Okay, let me refresh this. I think like at that time I didn't have any records. Retrieve a record, yeah. So it's say like find by this ID. Okay, so like record has multiple fields in that case. Hopefully we can probably do like just do like ID and I'm not sure like how do we query fields, like can we do just .name .url something like that. Here in this case in list records we do a get, right? So get name and get so on. So yeah, it's doing it based on my data, right? So we probably have to do a get, but I'm thinking like isn't there a better API, or like does it support something better than this? So this is an array, right? So I can probably do data.map, although like I'm thinking but yeah, let's see. So if I don't need this here, get rid of that, and if I do a.get, so what is the signature? Okay, it's not a completion for this. And I'm not now really sure whether I can I even do this or not. So how about we check the API for each key and then from there figure out if it's applicable for all as well. So replace gives us a or we were actually doing select only, and then it was giving us a query, and query had each page, and that had records, which is basically records of T field, right? And yeah, this is the same thing here as well. So I'm guessing like we could probably do this the get thingy here as well. So I'm just going on a whim and doing name here and then doing a console log to that, or let's just do a return, store this as x and then do a console.log x. Yep. So this should basically give us an array with QWE in its as its first item. But let's see. Yeah, okay, nice. Now I'm not really sure like what this record is. Is it like a JavaScript map? I'm a bit confused. Can we do a console.log type of a? I think like it will just say object, so there's not a lot to expect there. Yeah, it said object, so that's not useful. Okay, yeah, let's not worry too much about that. So we have name. Can we do multiple items. I don't think so, but yeah, let's try. So the other item is URL. Yeah, we just get one item. Maybe I can make it an array and then try. Hopefully, that that might work. Like we are basically working against an unknown API. It could it could it could probably just it could just be a JavaScript data structure. Who knows? Maybe a map. Yeah, now I get undefined. So clearly it doesn't support multiple arguments. So let me see. How about we just search for it? Airtable query multiple. I remember seeing fields, a fields option, right? Little fields, but yeah. Let's see. Yeah, this is what you get when you use DuckDuckGo. You have to be very verbose. Probably select Airtable. But now we try the same query in Google and then search for it there. So if I search for the same thing here, I'm pretty sure we'll get better results. Yeah, we do. So although it's doing an update, this is not what we want. So let me say Stack Overflow Airtable all query. Right. So let's start with this. Yeah. So this is not what we want. I found this wrapper and wrapper around this. Okay, this does a each page. Now I'm really confused. How to get multiple columns in single? So there's no join here. So let's. This is not Airtable API as well. Okay, let me quickly look at this again. So we have fields. Clearly spells that out that we have these fields, and here we retrieve a specific field. But then when we list fields, okay, in this criteria we can call out like what fields do we want, right? So we can say like fields name and URL. Okay, so if I take this, put it somewhere here. Yep. Then just log a, I guess, or only data for the fields whose name are in the list will be included in the results. If you don't need every field, you can use this parameter to reduce the amount of data transferred. Okay, so let's start with this. Let me clear this screen as well. Okay, so again I see the whole thing here, but I'm seeing two fields. I'm not sure what to make of this, right? Like this record has a lot of data in it. It has a reference to the table. It has the ID. It has the raw JSON as well. It has fields. It has few more methods. Let's say batch update, destroy. Is there like a JSON something method? No, it doesn't. So I'll probably have to do like a get, right? So I'll have to do get URL, right? So if I do this, also I want to see like if I get rid of this thing, would it still print the URL? If it does, then this thing is useless in our case. Mm. Uh, uh, uh. Okay, so this gave me the URL, but now I'm removing this from the select and then checking like what it gives me. Okay, it still gives me this, so I'm not sure whether I really want it or not. For now we won't. Okay, so this is fine. I can get the data from here, but I think what I'm thinking is just store this data, and I think that should be good enough for the stream. So we need the base as such, right? So I'll get rid of this thing for now. Yep, this bit. Then what will happen is as soon as where is our app? So as soon as the user clicks upload, right, on our functions end, the upload functions end, we'll get a couple of things. We'll get the data and name. We'll upload that data to S3, get the URL from it, right? So we'll get the location here, right? So let me uncomment this bit. So we'll uncomment this bit. I don't want to return. I think even if I return, do I want to return with this thing? Okay, let it be for now. But then, and let the message be there. But then, once I have the URL from S3, I want to make a query to Airtable, add a new entry based on the current timestamp, the name provided by user, and the URL provided by S3. Right. So let's look at the create bit, how you do that with the Airtable. So you want to create a record, or rather I want to create a record. So I do a base store, create, pass it the various fields, and yeah, that is it. I think it should have a promise based API. Yeah, so we want a timestamp like this, so that would probably be a new date. I think like that should, I think it's not a matching format, so it needs to is it UTC? No, this is not UTC, but I think like it still can consume it. But let me see if we can get a similar. No, this is clearly not that. So we want new date. UTC date is not it either. Oh, that's set UTC date actually. So yeah, it looks like ISO string to me. Yeah, this is something we can work with. Okay, so what I'll do here is I'll probably just do base dot, or other base is a function that I call, and then I'll do create on it. takes in. There's no auto completion. Oh, okay. So it takes in an array. I thought it could be a single value as well. Yeah, it can be a single value, and then yeah. So it takes in an array, or rather an object with the key called fields, right? Fields, go away. Fields, and then we'll put in name would be name that we passed earlier from the event dot body. Is date in created on. Okay, so created on would be, this would be this thing, and then URL would be location. I think it's a capital L. Yeah. So okay. Yeah, and this is something we'll have to await. Right. Now, is it just slow? Why is it not? Yeah, it's just slow. I'm pretty sure my stream must be lagging as well. Okay. So what do we get back from create is something that we have to figure out. I do need to fix my stream setup. This is frustrating. So we get an error and the records that were created, okay, because yeah, it can be an array, so we can loop over them, get their ID and log the IDs, right? So this is not something we want to do for now. I think what we can do is we could probably just store that entry in Airtable and send back the S3 URL, right? I think and I'm not sure, like, does it support the promise based API? Yeah, it does. Okay, so we should be good. I don't think anything else is required, so we can just try out the application. And the first thing to do is just get rid of this table. So delete record, and then refresh the page, hit record. Hey, this is going to Airtable. Test 1. So it uploads. Okay, this is a error that we are getting from Airtable because it says like unknown field name. It says okay, unknown field name fields. So I'm thinking either it shouldn't be fields, or either otherwise it should just be these objects rather than fields. So let me go back to the docs. What just happened? Okay, it says, yeah, it wants something to be there. So let's try now. No, actually, how about we just make it an? Well, I'm not really sure, right? Because the typing suggests that it doesn't have to be an array. So let's take a look at that again. So it says like it takes in a record or array of records, right? So it takes in field set. Field set is key with one of these values. So how about how about, okay, let me go back on this just to see. So this extends t fields and this also extends t fields. Okay, how about we try this, get rid of this and this. Yep. And hey, okay, now there's a different error altogether. It says unable to post. So I'm not really sure what this error is. What the response was? The response was like cannot, unknown field name. Okay, so how about we revert this back to fields and then make it an array. I'm not really happy with doing this, but at least it will help us figure out whether this is the problem or it's something else altogether. So yeah, so we pass an array. Each object has a fields, name and URL. So okay, how come it doesn't have created on? I think because that value is empty, so that should be fine. Name and URL. So all of this looks fine to me. Yeah, it's still throwing errors. Message. Cannot post unknown field name. Base is store here, right? I'm calling create on it. Do we have the API key and all set up? I think we do. Create fields. Name, providing the name, created on URL. It looks all fine to me. Okay, yeah, so this, oh, okay, nice. So you see, like, I can, these are, this is nice actually. I didn't realize like I can do this. So I can probably get rid of fields like I tried earlier. That should have worked. So we'll get rid of the array. We'll get rid of this thing, and get rid of this array, and yeah, we don't need, yeah, this should have been fine. So trying that again now. Hey, stop. Nah, still not working. It says unknown field name. Fields, where is fields? There's no fields here. Okay, let me restart the Netlify server just in case. Okay, is there a typecasting issue or something? Let's do that, right? Let's enable this just so we are not messing anything up. So we have name created on an URL, name URL, and then yeah. So trying that again. Let's refresh. Record. Hey. Hello. And yeah, it's still throwing errors. I'm pretty sure this is very obvious what this issue is, but for now I can't really figure it out. Um, how about we get rid of created on for a bit? No, doesn't help. How about we use this example completely? It looks similar. It's just like it's not using promises, it's using callback instead. Yeah, doesn't work either. So, mm, we were able to query the data, so there's no, I don't think there's any authentication issues, and it doesn't give that kind of warnings, anyways. So, this all is fine as well. This seems to not work. Okay. Okay, I think yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream here. This is probably something we'll figure out in the next stream, or maybe I'll